Claudia, right? Turn around for me. Relax! Hey! Get away! No! Don't do it! Don't do it!
Hey, stop!
Back up. 941, can I get it back up?
You just witnessed the attempted getaway of a suspicious woman at the mercy of the Los Angeles Police Department in the seedy, sinking neighborhood of Van Nuys, California. Van Nuys is a small suburb in the San Fernando Valley region of Los Angeles County. It's not a crime-ridden hellscape, like some news outlets would have you believe, but it's also not the most civil or lawful land in the City of Angels either. To get to the bottom of this bizarrely bungled investigation, we have to start at the beginning, in this unkempt parking lot behind Norm's, an old-school diner-style American restaurant popular across the San Fernando Valley. The morning started with a 911 phone call. It was just after sunrise, and an anonymous male passerby spotted a white van tucked into said parking lot near Sherman Way. From a distance, something about it didn't sit right. The windshield looked shredded, as if it had been chewed up by gunfire. The body of the van was cratered and dented. The caller didn't approach though, didn't know if anyone was inside, but reported what they saw. A suspicious beat-up cargo van parked out in the open like it was daring someone to ask questions. Here's their 911 call in full.
It's a little weird. I was just over at off of 13 Sherman Way, and this van, white van, it's there now. It pulls up full of bullet holes. The glass in the front just like somebody looks like a machine gun went at it. They just pulled up there and just parked in the middle of the parking lot. So you guys might want to check that out because it looks really weird.
What were the numbers on Sherman Way?
It was 13 Sherman Way, Van Nuys.
At the parking lot?
Yep.
And what kind of vehicle was this?
Just a van. It was a van, and it was the front windshield is got 15 bullet holes in it. It's all spidered out, and then the driver's side is all shot out. You can't see the people inside because it's the way it cracks.
What color is the van?
White.
Did you get a make or a model?
No, I didn't want to get near it. I was like,
did you get a license plate?
Nope.
Okay.
The Chevy. It was like a typical Chevy, just a white generic van. You can't miss it.
Okay. And what was your name?
My name's...
Your phone number? Okay. We'll go ahead and notify the officers. By any chance, did you see the person that was inside the vehicle?
No, the way the glass was, I could not see anybody. I couldn't see anybody inside.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We will notify the officers. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Van Nuys officers were dispatched just after 7 a.m. They found the van all right, still parked, still pockmarked with what looked like bullet holes. 3 large German shepherds were inside, barking like mad, held captive in the back of the vehicle. Sitting in the shadows of the driver's seat was a woman behind the wheel. Her name is Claudia Corugedo. She wasn't running. She wasn't really hiding either. But from the moment officers made contact, it was clear something was off. She was emotional, visibly shaken, talking quickly and erratically. Her words were full of pain and paranoia. She mentioned the recent death of her father, a fractured relationship with her twin sister, and a restraining order that had forced her out of her home. Then she pointed to the shattered windshield and told them her ex-boyfriend had done it, swung a bat straight into the glass, a violation of the order she said was supposed to protect her. In the background, those 3 large dogs waited anxiously inside the van. What you're about to see is the initial body cam footage from that encounter. Officers arriving on the scene, Claudia lingering around the van, and the first few moments of a situation that would escalate far beyond what anyone expected.
Hello. How are you doing today? Oh, it's a big dog. It's all right. Do you mind just...
Sorry.
Can
I'm waiting for
Do you mind stepping out but leaving the dogs inside?
Yeah.
You're not in any trouble, but I'd just like to talk to you.
Three of them, hold on a second. It's really hard to get out without them trying to run out.
Okay.
Because the cat, they're like sea cats around here.
Yeah.
If I open the door, they'll run out. I was just stopping for a second.
Okay. Like I said, do you mind just stepping out of your car for me?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Easy enough.
What?
Just step out of the car. The dogs will be fine. I don't know why you're crying. I don't know what's going on.
My sister.
Okay, step out of the car. We're not going to have this conversation with you peeking in and out of this car. Close the door for the dogs. Close the door for the dogs. There we go. How are you doing today?
Horrible.
Okay. What's going on?
My dad died and my twin sister made me homeless and my mom.
Okay.
And like they put a restraining order on me and I don't know like
Okay. How long ago was that?
like a year ago.
Okay, so hold on. Stop crying, okay? I don't know why you're crying off of this.
It's car
Okay,
probably.
okay.
I don't even know I can't get mail.
Okay.
And you guys are gonna put me to I don't even know
Why?
Restraining order.
Stop.
I should say that I am Nick Calder.
No. Stop all this. Let's talk back here, ma'am. Let's talk back here. I'm not gonna have this conversation with your dogs. I'm just curious about your car. You can just
My boyfriend.
stay right there. Okay.
My ex-boyfriend.
What about your ex-boyfriend?
Huh?
What about your ex-boyfriend?
He did that.
He did what?
Broke my windows.
Okay. How did that happen?
He smashed them.
With what?
With a baseball bat.
How long ago was that?
Like a week.
Okay.
A couple days ago. There's a violating the restraining order.
Okay. You're on summary probation or formal? Are you checking in with someone?
No.
So then you're just on summary probation. Nobody gets violated on summary probation. So take a deep breath. My partner's going to ask for your information, and then we'll go from there just to make sure that you're not on actual formal. 9841 13 Sherman Way, stand by. Claudia, right? Turn around for me. Relax! Hey!
Get away!
No! Don't do it!
Hey, stop!
Back up. 9841, can I get it back up?
If you couldn't tell, during the final portion of that initial interaction, Claudia pulled out a handgun, pointed it at herself, then jumped back into the van, refusing further communication. We now know the firearm was merely a BB gun, but hindsight is 20/20, and the responding officers couldn't decipher that from their vantage point. That being said, it's not hard to wonder why Claudia escalated the situation. The officers took an aggressive approach to de-escalation, barely giving her time to gasp for breath before shouting at her to stop crying, a strategy any mental health professional will tell you is an act of futility. It should also be noted the two responding officers immediately fail to restrain her when she attempts to run back to her vehicle. For a woman of her size and stature, holding her at the onset of the pursuit would seem routine. But like everything else related to this case, it was anything but routine. Of course she broke free from the cops' extremely shoddy de-escalation work. At this point, it's apparent Claudia Corugedo is having a crisis. But with her back behind the wheel of the passenger van, it would be quite some time before anyone could confirm that. Instead, LAPD hopped back into their cruisers, called for backup, and yet another chase through the streets of Los Angeles was underway.
No! Don't do it!
Hey, stop!
Back up. 9841, can I get it back up?
What began as a roadside welfare check had now turned into a citywide spectacle. Claudia Corugedo, still behind the wheel of her battered white van, took officers on what can only be described as a slow-motion pursuit, never exceeding 50 miles per hour, but never pulling over either. The chase wound southwest through the San Fernando Valley. The van, its windows shattered, body panels dented and warped, moved deliberately through familiar corridors of Encino and Tarzana, along Ventura Boulevard into Reseda, past storefronts and apartment complexes dotting the Los Angeles underbelly. There were moments she blew red lights, cut corners, ignored stop signs. But she didn't accelerate, didn't try to vanish. She just kept rolling along, slow and steady.
Grab it. 9841. We're in pursuit of 451 with the gun, southbound Woodman from Hart.
9041, we're in pursuit of 451 with the gun. Southbound Woodman from Hart.
Requesting backup action supervisor.
Advice primary unit will be taking over broadcast already southbound Woodman, approaching Van Owen. Clearing out with the pursuit. 95 is pulling to the parking lot.
Police followed closely behind, 4, sometimes 5 cruisers in tow. A helicopter tracked overhead, when it could, though fog and low visibility from the early morning rain made the aerial view increasingly unreliable. Tree canopies and winding roads turned parts of Woodland Hills, the neighborhood she wound up in, into a blind maze. Watch in all of its uninterrupted chaos.
Northwest corner, Burbank and Woodman, and looks like we'll be continuing westbound Burbank from Woodman.
Police obviously very close behind. Many police officers chasing this vehicle right now. You can see some of the other traffic on the other side of the roadway stopping to allow them to go through. So at least at this point in time, with not a lot of traffic out there, there's not a lot of opportunity to potentially have some hazards in front of him. Not going incredibly fast, but also not pulling over.
Right. The thing is, we always worry when we see chases like this on surface streets, but usually it's because they're going really, really quickly and driving recklessly.
Accelerating a little bit.
He's speeding up a little bit, but still staying under about 50 miles per hour. And as you see, police close by right now doesn't seem to intend to go any quicker.
Right, you're going southbound Sepulveda from Burbank. Westbound from Sepulveda. 95 advised West Valley Rivian, their division.
So now this could be concerning because you do have people that obviously here out and about, kind of in their neighborhood. We've got some
doing
trees
a morning
blocking.
Walk. Yeah, a lot of
with
people
the
aren't
dog.
at work today. Also, in this angle on the right side passenger side of the vehicle, there appears to be damage. Now, we don't know if that damage was there before this person took off in this chase, if this even is their vehicle. All we know is that it's supposed to be a suspect with a gun, but police are so close by.
We're going to be westbound Tarzana Drive, northbound Amigo Avenue from Tarzana Drive.
Is our northbound Amigo from Tarzana Drive?
Yeah, they're right on top of them, as you can see, SkyCal, which means there's probably some air support there as well, trying to track this vehicle as it goes down further into Tarzana. But you see, also having a little bit of trouble now with these residential streets, all the trees and foliage, and it is concerning. You do see people kind of out and about in their neighborhood. As you said, people could be going for a walk right now. People don't know what's happening, and I'm sure they're hearing, the sirens, wondering what's going on. You have the potential to have people kind of step outside to see what's happening. So you never want a suspect to be in a residential area like this.
You guys going to be going into a dead end. Let's make sure we leave one unit. Last unit, grab that end of the street, set up some spike strips just in case this first person makes a U-turn. Remember, 415 woman with the handgun. We're at a dead end. Guys, give us some room.
Let me see your hands!
Units are approaching a dead end. The last unit.
Let me see your hands!
Drop strike 6 in case you make future.
If it's girl hopping the curb, they're going to be on Bellow Street. Hopping the curb, up around the unit, back out towards Wells.
but every pursuit is a dangerous pursuit, including this one, especially since it's reported that this suspect may have a gun on him. So that kind of leaves out things like the pit maneuver. We usually don't do pit maneuvers with when there's a weapon involved. Spike strips, we don't know where the suspect's going. It's very sporadic. Usually they have some place that they'll hang out in, but this suspect has just been all over the place.
Okay, guys, make that next left turn. Left turn. Okay, back northbound on back up. Northbound on.
Obviously, it's. I would think it was his dog, but that just shows you his state of mind. He knows the police are behind him, of course. He's got the sirens going, and he knows that he's wanted. He knows that he needs to stop, and he's got this dog on his lap. That just shows you his state of mind. He's just going to just keep driving, and probably has no intentions of stopping. I don't really know if he has any intention, any specific place he wants to be, but he knows he's not going to outrun him. He's driving slow. He has been blowing some stop signs, but there's no sign of desperation, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Thank goodness that we don't see the 60 mile per hour down a neighborhood street, that sort of thing. So, but it does limit the officers on some things that they would normally do, as I had mentioned.
Approaching Corbin.
Units are continuing with Element Turn approaching Corbin.
Yeah, and talk about the dangers there with him staying on these surface streets. I mean, these pursuits are dangerous even when they're on the interstate, but when you see it on surface streets, you see sometimes pedestrians crossing the roads, marked cars that are not aware of what's happening or moving, at a speed where they're going to avoid this, anything that could happen in this. It's very dangerous when they're on surface streets.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I had mentioned it before, if any pursuit, and they're all dangerous, I had mentioned, I'd rather see them on a freeway where we don't have to worry about cross traffic, pedestrians walking, jogging, especially some people, like in this case, could be out jogging with their earphones on.
Right.
So that's the one thing that does worry me. So, but the only good thing is that how slow he's going. But, it's always a factor to the officers consider, it's the public safety, the nature of the offense, of course, officer safety, get air support overhead.
At one point, Claudia veered into tight residential streets, where spike strips were deployed. She avoided them by driving onto the sidewalk, as one does.
Are you still with us?
Yes, I'm actually about 12 seconds.
Okay, you're watching it on a
little
delay. He drove
there's a
over
delay.
the curb there.
Oh, okay.
okay.
It looks like officers did try to put out spike strips potentially, and he went up on the curb to get around it. So he is, as you were talking about, his state of mind. It does appear that he is just going to continue driving.
LAPD doesn't budge though, and dashcam footage from the trailing units captured the strangeness of it all. A pursuit with no real urgency, no clear destination, not an escape, not quite a surrender either. Just this long, deliberate delay. The reporters covering the live chase suggested Claudia wasn't trying to get away. She was just buying time, clinging to the last moments of control. Maybe for herself, maybe for the dogs riding shotgun. As you're about to see, the pursuit enters its final stretch. Aerial footage grows harder to follow. The Skycam crew reports worsening visibility, struggling to keep their camera on the van. The fog thickens. Rain mists the lens. At one point, you'll hear the pilot admit they may not be able to keep track of her much longer.
Cannot follow this. We can't show you what's happening because of weather conditions. We've got a couple other helicopters up here with us dealing with these same issues. It's visibility, it's the fog. You can see some of that moisture on our camera lens too as I zoom out here. But hopefully if this clears up in a little bit, we can carry on. We're still following on flight radar where this could be headed. And I'm listening on the scanner, but this is still going. Driver not in custody yet, has not made any moves to pull over.
Even when a few helicopters had to pull back, Claudia never tried for the freeway. Instead, she circled back into the hills, past the golf course, and into the quiet neighborhoods. Until finally, she turned onto a dead-end cul-de-sac near Marmora Street and Arcane Road. And there, the chase ended. The van came to a stop. The street fell quiet. But what happened next wasn't the peaceful surrender officers may have hoped for.
Hey guys, gonna be a dead-end street. Looks like possibly a Fargo. Last unit in that pursuit, just hold your spot. Might need you to continue the rest. Might have this quicker way.
Get out of the car!
Hold that spot. Turn off the car! Turn off the car! It looks like they're doing
Stop the car now! Stop!
like third here.
There's nowhere else! Stop the fucking car!
Continue hold the frequency.
Hey, drop the gun! Drop the gun! Hey, she's got the gun to her mouth!
Drop the gun!
Drop the gun!
Elevation manual here.
Drop the gun!
Buzz, is the hold there, or is it kind of you want to come up looking through? I just want the last shop. Last patrol officer.
You're gonna be okay. We can talk about it, Claudia. We can talk about it. Let's just talk about
Hey,
it,
got the
Claudia,
van
please.
completely turned around.
You and me, we can just talk about it. There's no reason. There's no reason to finish this way, Claudia. Claudia,
Make my way up.
let's just talk. Me and you'll be okay, Claudia. You'll be all right.
Claudia, let's go 109 Robert Street, Pacific Visit. All units responding information. The pursuit location is Morrow and Avalar. Morrow and Avalar. For the CP. Yes, we have 2 outside units and we have 2 additional code 2 calls that are timed out about to be assigned outside. One in RD 974 and one in 926.
Go ahead and cancel one of the outdoor units and cover my site.
9889 instead handle the family dispute on Willis in RD 974.
Roger. Go ahead for your next one. Thank you.
Roger.
When Claudia finally brought that van to a stop, it wasn't with her hands raised or her head bowed. It was with a gun in her mouth and a stare that locked onto the horizon. She refused to get out. Officers moved in cautiously, surrounding the vehicle with long guns drawn. issuing commands and claims of wanting to help. And then, she climbed onto the roof with something else tucked into her shirt, possibly a machete. The situation dragged on for over 45 minutes. Her dogs continued barking from inside the vehicle. At least one of them could be seen pacing in the front seat. Police negotiators again tried to de-escalate, stressing concern not only for Claudia's life, but for her mental state, for her animals. But the tension never broke. It just hovered in the morning air, like the thunderous whirring of the helicopters above. Around 9:30 a.m., everything changed. Dispatch received LAPD's confirmation there had been an officer-involved shooting. What triggered it? They didn't say. The footage you're about to see won't give you a clean answer either. Just a loud voice quickly calling out "final warning" and an immediate ring of firepower.
Hey! Claudia, stop! Stop, Claudia!
The officers don't immediately move in. There's no rush to her side. Instead, the scene is locked down. Guns still trained, commands still shouted, drones overhead. It's several minutes before responders approach and begin treating her.
Claudia, drop the gun! Drop it!
Drop the gun! Claudia, drop the gun, please, so we can help you out. Claudia, just drop the gun!
Alright.
Claudia, drop the gun, please, so we can help you out.
Claudia was taken by ambulance to a nearby hospital in critical condition. 2 of her 3 dogs were recovered and sent to a shelter. The third ran off and no one could confirm its fate. The cul-de-sac, now flooded with SWAT, patrol cruisers, and media helicopters, was cordoned off. Some residents were evacuated. Others peered from windows, watching the aftermath unfold in their quiet Woodland Hills street. As for whether Claudia ever pointed the gun at anyone besides herself, LAPD wouldn't say. The only confirmed threat, according to their official statement, was self-directed. But that didn't stop the bullets. As the dust settled over that quiet cul-de-sac in Woodland Hills, questions began to outnumber answers. From the very start of the standoff, witnesses and officers alike described Claudia as someone in the throes of a mental health crisis, distressed, disoriented, and completely overwhelmed. Police negotiators tried to reach her, reportedly appealing to her love for her dogs and asking her to think about her own safety, but none of it was enough. A neighbor, Caterina Escalante, told reporters she saw what looked like a sniper rifle and a knife strapped to Claudia's back.
Sniper gun, and then she had like a knife on her back, and she was sitting on her van, her white van, and she was like, I don't know, she was yelling a lot. She's saying, "Let me go, let me go." But then 2 gunshots went off.
Claudia's sister would later confirm what those on the scene had suspected, that Claudia had struggled with mental illness her entire life.
She's been mentally ill her whole life.
The voice on the phone is from someone identifying herself as the woman's sister, saying today's apparent breakdown is not the first. She tried to get help.
She doesn't believe that she needs help.
It's perhaps this haunting image from today's Ring video that speaks to the reality of the mental health nightmare this woman seems to have been living with.
Her psychiatrist told me that those kind of people are hard to treat because they don't believe that they have anything wrong with them, and they believe that if they do, they can overcome it themselves.
She'd been committed before, but never stayed in for treatment. She didn't believe she needed help. Her sister added that the only thing that ever really kept her grounded were her dogs, and it was those same dogs, trapped in that van with her, that added another layer of heartbreak to what unfolded that morning. In the hours that followed, LAPD locked down the neighborhood, collected evidence, and refused to confirm what exactly had triggered the use of deadly force. As of the last update, Claudia remained in critical condition, but was expected to survive. The van she drove, already riddled with bullet holes before the chase even began, was now the centerpiece of an investigation that touched on everything from crisis response failures to civil rights law. Under California Penal Code 835A, officers are only allowed to use deadly force when it's absolutely necessary to defend human life. And if Claudia never pointed that gun at anyone but herself, as current reports and footage suggest, then LAPD may have a difficult time justifying the decision to shoot her. The statute also requires officers to consider less lethal alternatives and take into account whether a person is in crisis. In Claudia's case, negotiators were already on the scene. The situation was unfolding slowly. Her dogs were still inside the van, and she was still alive. There are real legal implications here. If the family decides to file a lawsuit under 42 U.S. Code 1983, they may argue that Claudia's constitutional rights were violated, that deadly force wasn't just excessive, it was unlawful. And because Claudia had a documented history of mental illness, her case could fall into the growing category of Americans critically shot by police while experiencing a psychiatric emergency. In 2023 alone, over 100 people in similar situations lost their lives this way. Claudia is extremely lucky she wasn't the latest. Which brings us to the questions no press conference has yet answered. Was she really a threat? Were officers out of options? Was this the best we could do for someone in a visible crisis, pleading on a van rooftop, holding only herself hostage? If the answer to any of those is no, then this wasn't just a tactical failure. It was a human one. As of today, we can confirm Claudia Corugedo recovered from her injuries, was officially arrested on June 10, 2025, and is currently imprisoned at the Twin Towers Correctional Facility in Los Angeles, awaiting trial. For the evidence room, we will keep you updated on this story as it develops over the following months.